Hare Krishna. Just give me a second, please. I have a problem with the camera today. Okay. Right. I hope you're all staying warm in this extreme weather we're having. Okay. Let's start with Radha Madhav. Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Gire Vardhari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Jai Gire Vardhari Shodanandan Vraj Janaranjan Shodanandan Vraj Janaranjan Yamuna Tira Vanityari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Agyantimirnasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadameyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadhuetam Savadutam Krishna Setam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Vishakhanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavan Eshwari Rishabhanu Sutta Devi Puran Mami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatu Brehascha Kirpa Sindhu Bevacha Patitana Pavnebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo 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 Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Swami Ti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Parcharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasdi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Mukum Kroti Vachalam Pangum Langyate Grim Yat Kirpatam Vandashi Gurudin Taranam Paramanandamadam Shitanesharam Hari Om Tassat Naram Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jemaduriyat Nashta Presho Abdreshu Titta Bhavasya Bhavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nishtiki. Okay. So let's continue. Chapter 14. And last time we were talking about more signs, Arjun's return, and we talked about Krishna's large family, and he got like 16,108 wives, 10 children from each wife, and then further his children got 10 children each, and so you can imagine the family's gone into millions. And how do you remember so many names? And so Yudhishthira Maharaj didn't know all the names obviously, and he was just picking out the prominent names that he knew about or he had heard about. And so we're also talking about our position in comparison to Krishna. He's Bhagwan, and there's two types of specs, which we are spec compared to Bhagwan, who's unlimited, and there's a Nitya Baddha and the Nitya Siddha. And even it was mentioned that even the Nitya Siddhas, that they tend to get into illusion when they come to this illusory world, material world, that they also get illusion by the material energy, but not as much as the Nitya Baddhas do. We totally forget Krishna, and we think we are God, and we don't, we think we are the same level as Krishna, if not higher. So like that, but the Nitya Siddhas don't, they don't forget Krishna. That they might be in a little bit illusion, but they don't, they still serve Krishna nicely. Okay, so let's continue. So we are on verse 35. Mangalaya cha lokanam shemaya cha bhavya cha aste yadu kulam tav adyo nanta sakha puman yad bahudand guptayam sav puryam yadvo architaha kridanti paramanandam mahapurushika iva. So Mangalaya, for all good, cha also, Lokana, of all the planets, Shemaya, for protection, cha and Bhavaya, for elevation, cha also, Aste is there, Yadu Kul Ambodhayo, in the ocean of Yadu dynasty, Adyayaha, the original, Ananta Sakha, in the company of Ananta, which is Balram, Puman, the supreme enjoyer, Yat, whose Bahu Dand Guptayam is like being protected by his arms, and Sapuryam, in his own city, Yadvaha, the members of the Yadu family, Architaha, as they deserve, Kridanti, are relishing, Param Anandam, transcendental pleasure, and Maha Purishika, the residents of the spiritual sky, Eva like. So, the original personality Godhead, the enjoyer, and Balram, the primeval Lord Ananta, are staying in the ocean of the Yadu dynasty for the welfare, protection, and general progress of the entire universe. And all the members of the Yadu dynasty, being protected by the arms of the Lord, are enjoying life like the residents of the spiritual sky. Interesting. So as we have discussed many times, the personality Godhead, Vishnu, resides within each and every universe in two capacities, namely as Garbhodaksha Vishnu and Kshirodaksha Vishnu. So resides within each and every universe. So there's three Purushas, but two of them reside in the universe, and one resides outside the universe, which Karanadaksha Vishnu, Mahavishnu, from which all these expansions come of the Garbho and Kshirodaksha Vishnu. So one is outside the universe, and the others are two are in the inside the universe. The Kshirodaksha Vishnu has his own planet on the northern top of the universe, and there is a great ocean of milk. So that's why he called Kshirodaksha Vishnu. So there's a Shir ocean there, ocean of milk, where the Lord resides on the bed of the Ananta, incarnation of Baladev. Thus, Maharaj Yudhishthira has compared the Yadu dynasty to the ocean of milk, and Shri Balaram to the Ananta, where Lord Krishna resides. he has compared the citizens of Dwarka to the liberated inhabitants of the Vaikuntha Lokas, and beyond the material sky, further than we can see with our eyes, and beyond the sevenfold coverings of the universe, there is the causal ocean. So that's beyond the material sky. There is the causal ocean in which all the universes are floating like footballs. So all the universes, they come out of the Karana Dakshai Vishnu like little balls, and then expand into great universes. They come out in pores of his skin, which even the scientists understand that. Even in the great Big Bang theory, they do understand that the universe starts as like small, like tennis balls or smaller, say golf balls, and then they sort of very quickly expand into great big planets, huge spheres. So like that. So they understand that, but they don't understand that who is behind all this. Things just don't happen. There's a cause for everything, and who is the cause behind all this. They make movies on, oh, we were created by aliens, and so they go and find those aliens who created us. But then you can find those aliens who created us, but who created those aliens? There's only one entity who is causeless. The rest of us are a cause. We've been caused by someone. And if somebody, even aliens created us, then somebody created them, and whoever created them was created by someone else, and it all ends up on back to Krishna. So Mahayudhishthira is very knowledgeable, and he's doing a wonderful comparison here. So he's saying that there's a causal ocean in which all the universes are floating like footballs, and beyond the causal ocean there is an unlimited span of spiritual sky, generally known as the effulgence of Brahman. Within this effulgence, there are innumerable spiritual planets, and they are known as the Vaikuntha planets. Each and every Vaikuntha planet is many, many times bigger than the biggest universe within the material world. So there you go. This universe is the smallest universe. So there are a lot bigger universes, yet they're saying that even the biggest universe here does not compare to the Vaikuntha planets. And there's like unlimited Vaikuntha planets. And in each of them there are innumerable inhabitants. So just think how many entities there are. There's like unlimited entities even just on the planet Earth. And let alone all the other universes or planets. And then you have the Vaikuntha planets, and you have Goloka, which is even bigger. Just how many entities there are, and Krishna knows every entity, and he looks after every entity. It's like mind-boggling. So many times bigger than the biggest universe within the material world, and each of them there are innumerable inhabitants who look exactly like Lord Vishnu. That's on the Vaikuntha planets. These inhabitants are known as the Mahapurushikas, or persons directly engaged in the service of the Lord. They are happy in those planets and are without any kind of misery, and they live perpetually in full youthfulness, enjoying life in full bliss and knowledge without fear of birth, death, old age, or disease. There's no fear, because there is no such thing as birth, death, old age, and disease in these Vaikuntha planets. Vaikuntha means no worries. There is no stress. Stress comes through birth, death, old age, and disease. You take them out, and without the influence of Kal, you take the influence of time, then what stress, there's no, what things bother us, right? Old age, disease, death, time bothers us. We have material bodies that need to be fed, and we have our material minds that give us trouble. We are in the material world, 3 types of miseries. We have the modes of nature bombarding us. If you don't have all these things, then there is no stress at all. eternal time. So Mahayudhishthira has compared the inhabitants of Dwarka to the Mahapurushikas of Vaikuntha because they are so happy with the Lord. In the Bhagavad-Gita, there are many references to the Vaikuntha Lokas, and they are measured there as Maddham, or the kingdom of the Lord. So that's the Vaikuntha planets are the kingdom of the Lord. These planets, they're just like just illusionary planets. Krishna doesn't really want to come here. Why would he want to come here? He just comes here for our benefit. He's doing it for us, not for him. He doesn't really enjoy coming to these illusory planets. It's not really good. Okay, so this 36. Right, let's look. Let's see if we can add anything. 35, 36. So when Krishna and Balaram are there, we get wealth, protection, and general progress. So Mathura, Dwarka, Vrindavan, they are very fortunate, and offering Krishna, offering ourselves to Krishna, we are offering something that already belongs to him. So everything we are given, even this body, is given by God himself. So what can we offer him? Nothing. So whatever we're offering, it only belongs to him, but he likes the gesture. It's like a child, you give him a chocolate and he gives you a little bit, he breaks it and gives you a little bit back. You're happy that he's thought of me, although you just gave him the bar of chocolate. So it's like that. Krishna's happy that he's given it to us. Now we think this belongs to me, and we still want to give him something as gratitude. Just that now we recognize it. Yes, Krishna, I was trying to enjoy separately. I was trying to be you. Now I realize I'm part and parcel of you. When you surrender to Krishna, then all this becomes our rightful inheritance. Yeah, so he's the Father. So everything that belongs to the Father, we can use. It doesn't belong to us, but we can use it. Father doesn't mind. We can use everything in Father's whatever the Father inherits, or what belongs to him. We can also have, but we should always remember that it belongs to the Lord, and we are just using it. We shouldn't try to think this is that's one of the things that causes us problems, that when we think everything belongs to me, children belong to me, the wife belongs to me, the wealth belongs to me, this body belongs to me. But you should know that actually everything is given by Krishna. It's already been predestined, decided. This is the children you're going to have, this is the wife you're going to have. It's all borrowed. We borrowed everything, and at least in the material world, we'll have to give back with the influence of time. So we're going to remember that things don't necessarily belong to us. This is all Krishna's property. Okay. Yat pad shushrushan mukhya karmana satyadyo divi ast sahasra yoshita nirjitya sankhe tri dasham tad ashisho haranti vajrayud valbochitaha. So yat, whose, pad, feet, shushrushan, administration of comforts, mukhya, the most important, karmana, by the acts of, satya adaya, queens headed by Satyabhama, davi asht, twice 8, sesra 1000, yoshita, the face X, nirjitya, by subduing, sankhe, in the battle, excuse me, 3 dashan, of the denizens of heaven, tat ashicha, what he enjoyed by demigods, haranti, do take away, vajr ayud vallabha, the wives of the personality who controls the thunderbolt, Uchitha, deserving. So simply by administering comforts at the lotus feet of the Lord, which is the most important of all services, the queens at Dvarka, headed by Satyabhama, induce the Lord to conquer the demigods. Thus the queens enjoy things which are prerogatives of the wives of the controller of thunderbolts. Interesting. So Satyabhama, one of the principal queens of Lord Krishna at Dwarka, after killing Naraksur, Lord Krishna visited the palace of Naraksur. So this is reflecting back at some of the pastimes. He went to Indralok also with Satyabhama, and she was received by Shachi Devi, who introduced her to the mother of the demigods, Aditi. Aditi was very much pleased with Satyabhama and she blessed her with the benediction of permanent youth as long as Lord Krishna remained on the earth. Aditi also took her with her to show her the special prerogatives of the demigods in the heavenly planets. When Satyabhama saw the Parijat flower, she desired to have it in a palace at Dwarka. After that, she came back to Dwarka along with her husband and expressed her willingness to have the Parijat flower at her palace. So they were like in the heavens, and she sees this tree that gives Parijat flower. She had seen that tree before, or she had seen the flower before. So, it was in the back of her mind that I want this, and now she actually saw it again. Satyabhama's palace was especially bedecked with valuable jewels, and even the hottest season of summer, the inside of the palace remained cool, as if air-conditioned. She decorated the palace with various flags, heralding the news of her great husband's presence there. Once, along with her husband, she met Draupadi, and she was anxious to be instructed by Draupadi in the ways and means of pleasing her husband. Draupadi was expert in this affair because she kept 5 husbands, the Pandavas, and all were very much pleased with her. On receipt of Draupadi's instructions, she was very much pleased and offered her good wishes and returned to Dwarka. She was the daughter of Satyajit. So after the departure of Lord Krishna, when Arjun visited Dwarka, all the queens, including Satyabhama and Rukmani, lamented for the Lord with great feeling. At the last stage of her life, she left for the forest to undergo severe penance. So Satyabhama instigated her husband. So just coming back to the pastime, Satyabhama instigated her husband to get the Parijat flower from the heavenly planets. And the Lord got it even by force from the demigods, as a common husband secures things to please his wife. As already explained, the Lord had very little to do with so many wives to carry out their orders like an ordinary man. But because the queens accepted the high quality of devotional service, namely administrating the Lord all comforts, the Lord played the part of a faithful and complete husband. No earthly creature can expect to have things from the heavenly kingdom, especially the Parijat flowers, which are simply to be used by the demigods. But due to their becoming the Lord's faithful wives, all of them enjoy the special prerogatives of the great wives or denizens of heaven. In other words, since the Lord is the proprietor of everything within his creation, it is not very astonishing for the queens of Dwarka to have any rare thing from any part of the universe. So she wanted this flower. So Lord Krishna went to get it. But Indra, being Indra, he put up a fight. He tried to stop Krishna. He forgotten, which he does from time to time, that Krishna is the Lord. Everything belongs to him. He's the proprietor. He forgets that. He gets into illusion as well. And then Krishna had to fight him. And he beat him. And he managed to bring. But then later on, he realizes his mistake, and then he'll come and apologize. So Krishna, Indra does. But Krishna if he's going to get something for his wife, he will definitely get it. So it's no problem. So 37. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is sharing the inner mood and consciousness of the queens of Dwarka. They are simply to give pleasure to Krishna. Krishna reciprocates by giving them things which are only due to the wives of Indra. So Satyabhama, when she meets Draupadi, okay, we've done that. The glory being queen, you can have anything. Yeah. Okay, we covered all that. Yeah, so but higher than the wives of Krishna is the gopis. Because gopis don't want anything in return. They just want to please Krishna. Whereas the wives, they husband and wives, doesn't matter how great husband or how much great wife, they do expect something in return. That's the husband and wife relationship. That they expect some return from the relationship. But with the gopis, they don't expect anything. Krishna can do whatever he wants, go wherever he wants. They don't expect anything from him. That they don't feel that he's obliged to them. There's no obligation for him. They just simply want to serve him. That's all they want, just to please him. This is why the gopis are the greatest. Okay, so 38 finally, we'll do that one. Yad bahu dandabhyodya new jivano yadu parivarahi akutabhya mohu adi karmanti niribhir aharitam palat sabham sudharamam sur satom michitam. So yat whose bahu dand arms, abhu daya influenced by, anu jivana always living, yadu the members of the Yadu dynasty, parivaraha great heroes, he akuto viha fearless in every respect, muhu constantly, adi karmanti traversing, angri bihi by foot, ahat tam brought about, balad by force, sabam assembly house, sudharma Surasatam, the best among the demigods, Uchitam, deserving. So the great heroes of the Yadu dynasty, being protected by the arms of Lord Sri Krishna, always remain fearless in every respect. Therefore, their feet trample over the Sudharma assembly house, which the best demigod deserved, but which was taken away from them. So let's see the purport. So those who are directly servitors of the Lord are protected by the Lord from all fearfulness. And they also enjoy the best of things, even if they are forcibly accumulated. The Lord is equal in behavior to all living beings, but he is partial to his pure devotees, being very affectionate toward them. The city of Dwarka was flourishing, being enriched with the best of things in the material world. The state assembly house is constructed according to the dignity of the particular state. In the heavenly planets, the state assembly house called Sudharma, okay, so that's the name of the assembly house, was deserving of the dignity of the best of demigods. Such an assembly house is never meant for any state on the globe, because a human being on the earth is unable to construct it. However far a particular state may be materially advanced. But during the time of Lord Krishna's presence on the earth, the members of the Yadu family forcibly brought the celestial assembly house to earth, there you go, and placed it at Dwarka. They were able to use such force because they were certain of the indulgence and protection of the Supreme Lord Krishna. In other words, the Lord is provided with the best things in the universe by his pure devotees. Lord Krishna was provided with all kinds of comforts and facilities available within the universe by the members of the Yadu dynasty, and in return such servitors of the Lord were protected and fearless. So I mean, it might seem a bit harsh that they're going around bringing these, but everything belongs to Krishna. That's, as we've said earlier. So when looking from that perspective, then you can Krishna have whatever he wants. He just, people, they're just borrowing things from him. He has the right to take them, when he wants. It belongs to him. So a forgetful, conditioned soul is fearful. But a liberated soul is never fearful. Just as a small child, completely dependent on the mercy of his father, is never fearful of anyone. Fearfulness is a sort of illusion for the living being when he is in slumber and forgetting his eternal relation with the Lord. Since the living being is never to die by his constitution, as stated in Bhagavad-Gita, then what is the cause of fearfulness? A person may be fearful of a tiger in a dream. Another man who is awake by his side sees no tiger there. The tiger is a myth for both of them, namely the person dreaming and the person awake, because actually there is no tiger. So if you dream about a tiger, that's just your imagination, there's not physical tiger there. But one is sleeping, one is awake. The sleeping man even is afraid of, he's imagining things and yet he's afraid. So being an illusion is like falling, it's in a sleep situation. But the man forgetful of his awakened life is fearful. Whereas the man who has not forgotten his position is not at all fearful. Thus the members of the Yadu dynasty were fully awake in the service to the Lord, and therefore there was no tiger for them to be afraid of at any time. Even if there were a real tiger, the Lord was there to protect them. So they got every confidence in the Lord that he will save us from any calamity. 38. So if you have taken shelter of Krishna's protection, we will always be fearless. So if we're not fearless, that means we have not taken, and we are not fearless. So we haven't really taken, proper shelter. We haven't fully surrendered. So this quality of fearlessness can also be a measure of our faith. So, and we are not we don't have 100% faith, and we do have doubts at times, and we do question things, and we just do some checking from time to time. Am I going in the right direction? I hope I'm not wasting my time. So, what this knowledge I'm given, does it make any sense? It's human nature to check. But Prabhupada doesn't have a problem with that. He says, yeah, check properly, don't follow blindly. But sooner or later, we're going to have to decide. Yes, we believe it, or we have faith, or we don't have faith. We can't keep doubting and keep questioning. Right, where was I? It also be a measure of our faith, our surrender to Krishna. So how much are we surrendered? How much faith do we have? Is based on our faithfulness. So that's one measure you can check with. If you're still fearful, then you haven't really surrendered or have full faith. Always remain fearless in every respect. Always remember Krishna will do the Raksha. Yadu always providing the best for Krishna. Normally people will bring their used items for the Lord when replacing an old item with new. Okay, so the Yadus, they never, they would get the best of the best that they could find. But Krishna accepts the used items as well. He doesn't mind if they're offered with love. Just trying to remember, I can't remember the name of the king. There's a pastime right now. The wife of the king, she used to wear like a stud, which was like like a very precious stone in her nose, and she wanted to offer it to the Gopal deity. That was her bhav. She wanted the Gopal deity to wear it, but then she thought, well, will it be appropriate for me to offer it to the deity? I think Sakshi Gopal, Sakshi Gopal deity. Would it be appropriate for me to offer this to Sakshi Gopal? Because I've been wearing it and it's in my nose. If I'm not clean it, does it make sense for me to give something that is used to Sakshi Gopal? And this thoughts going in her head. And then when she went to sleep, she had a dream. Oh, the Lord came in her dream. Sakshi Gopal, he says, yeah, I would like that, the nose, what do you call it? Not
nose ring.
Nose ring. I would like that. In fact, when I was a baby, my mother Yashoda, she had made a hole in my nose, so it will fit nicely in there. So the hole is already there. You won't have to do anything. So when she woke up, she told the king that Gopal has mentioned, he has come into my dream and he's told me this. So they all went to the deity. Yes, there was a hole there, and she was able to offer that nose ring to the deity. So Krishna, he sees your love, your sincerity, and even if it wasn't a very expensive stud, he would have still accepted it because you want to give with love. Anything you want to give with love, Krishna is happy to accept. Patra pushpa phalam toya yome bhaktya prashati. So Krishna will accept it. So like that. But Yadu, they were like, family of Krishna. It's Krishna's expansions. They want to do the best of the best for him, and that's good as well. So thank you so much. And interesting that we are always fearful, but it's mentioned nicely that fear means lack of surrender, lack of faith. So let's pray that we can have more surrender, more faith this year and going forward, and that we become fearless in the service of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, so let's hear from Pundikaksh Prabhu. Hari Hari Bol Prabhuji.
Hari Bol Prabhuji and Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances of Lord Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhu, I can't hear you too well.
Can you hear me now, Prabhuji?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I mean, again, nice purport, Prabhuji, but my mind is wandering everywhere today as well. But the main point, as Ishopanishad principle states, everything belongs to Krishna. And what best we can offer, I mean, he is kindly giving us opportunity to offer what he has given to us. We don't want anything. So we have to be mindful about the resources being provided to us and use minimum for our purpose and also mainly for the service of Krishna and devotees. And this Satyabhama, also another pastime where Satyabhama actually was mother of Narkasur when Baladev killed.
Yeah.
Then Narkasur born for Baladev and Bhumi Devi, and Krishna nicely planned, because Narkasur had a boon that he can be killed only in the mother's hand. He thought he can trick anybody, but Krishna has many tricks than him as well. So Krishna makes sure like Satyabhama come along with him when he was fighting against Narkasur, and he makes sure that he is killed in the hands of mother herself. And today we are reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Mahaprabhu asked for a house, solicit place where he can do chanting. But actually he asked that for Haridas Thakur, not for him, because Haridas Thakur was not allowed to enter into the Jagannath Puri temple, and he considered himself as a low person because of his humility, and he never tried to enter into the temple. So Mahaprabhu asked for a house so that Haridas Thakur can actually peacefully do chanting in that place. So Lord always protect his devotees, make sure that he arrange things for those devotees. If a devotion service is pure, Lord will also reciprocate equally, and it's not partiality, but he makes sure his devotees are always protected. So one of the quality of devotee is he becomes fearless because he understands that there is always protection of the Lord, and when you do your duty sincerely, Lord reciprocate. And the pastime you mentioned about no string is very nice, Prabhuji. Whatever we have, whatever best we can do, out of that you can offer the best to Lord. So Srila Prabhupada said, if that is the only best milk you get in this country, then offer that one. But offer the one which is the best of all available things to Lord. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Yeah, this Haridas, I think Lord Chaitanya originally wanted to stay in Jagannath temple, but then Haridas was very upset about it because he was not allowed to enter. He says, how will I see the Lord if he's living in there? I won't be able to see him. So Lord Chaitanya, he is staying outside. So they could have his darshan continuously. Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhu. Hina Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Just a couple of points from me that I particularly liked. I think you pointed out as well how, and I think it's verse 35, about how mind-blowing it is almost when we hear about, I guess, the creation and how the Lord takes different forms in that creation, starting with, as you said, Mahavishnu in the causal ocean, and then how from his pores you have each universe being created, and then Garbhadiksha, Vishnu entering each of those universes, and then obviously the other form that he takes is the Paramatma form. I know we didn't cover that, and obviously he takes that form and travels with individual jivas as well. And so I think it's just every time I hear that, I still find it so amazing, so wonderful to hear how many different. It almost shows how he's what's the word? I guess he's throughout he's throughout the whole cosmic manifestation, really, in different forms, which is so beautiful. And then as Prabhu also explained about the bit that I really liked as well, that explained how the Lord is provided with the best things in the universe by his pure devotees. I also picked up on that as well. And I think it's just so amazing in a similar sense of how Prabhuji just also explained an example of the lengths that devotees go to offer the best items that they possibly can, so they can possibly source. And I think I just remember listening to one lecture where I believe, and this was probably in the time of Sri Chaitanya, where there was one devotee during that time where he used to walk almost like 20 so miles to get the sweetest coconuts to offer his deity. I can't remember his name, but it's almost like just the lengths that somebody would go to offer the best that they could possibly do is absolutely amazing. And I think there's obviously many times as well where, even in recent history with Srila Prabhupada, where he'd travel around in some big expensive cars, and I think at one time he was questioned for somebody like him, a sannyasi, traveling in such a flamboyant material car, and he justified it because he said this is not even good enough. It's not even good enough he's using the vehicle as part of devotional service, essentially. So he's only accepting what he can. He's accepting it because he sees it as devotional service, essentially, because it's being used in the Lord's service. And even in the instance of the car, I think he did say even the car's not good enough or something from memory. But the vehicle I can't remember what vehicle it was exactly. But
It was Rolls Royce.
Was it Rolls Royce? Oh yeah, you remember, but yeah. So it was that. So even that, yeah. So it's like examples like that came to mind, essentially. So those are my thoughts. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, everything can be used in the Lord's service, and this is the thing. He was not using for his own purpose or his own enjoyment. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing, Mataji. Okay, Radharani.
Hare Krishna, everyone. On a snowy morning, lovely pastimes to soothe the miseries of our heart and calm our minds. What else we can ask for? Yes, the citizens of Dwarka and the queens of Dwarka, they're likened to the Vaikuntha Vasis because they were enjoying everything, all the protection under Krishna, and due to their devotional service, the queens were able to get such close association of Lord. So all the associates who are the associates, they have deserved and desired and deserved and worked for this position. It hasn't just been given to them. As we know, Krishna is a hard task master. He tests our, our mettle, our abilities, our endeavors thoroughly before he allows the entrance into the vicinity of his close quarters, which is Vaikuntha and the other higher loks, and eventually the highest abode. And their comforts are also compared to the comforts of the celestial beings. So we can just imagine when we read these pastimes that what are the position and what are the comforts and what is the situation of the the associates or the ones, the parshads who are with Krishna. What do they enjoy? And I think that is the ultimate, and we can clearly understand that the material money, the material currency cannot buy any of that. So whatever is around us, whether it's snow today or rain tomorrow, or ill health today, health tomorrow, it's all illusion. And it's also mentioned about the forgetfulness of the soul, and the liberated soul is not fearful, whereas the baddha or the conditioned one is always fearful, always hankering, even when everything is there. Lord's protection is there 24/7. We read the Shastras, but still we get tricked by our minds, and we do suffer here and there. And it is in this slumber that we forget that the Lord is eternal, and our relationship with Him is also eternal. And as the example of the tiger analogy, which was given, that we go through the transmigration and the cycle of the four miseries of this life: birth, death, old and age, and disease. They're perpetual until then, until we get entry into the higher realms. Until then, this Ferris wheel keeps moving round and round, because we haven't put the full stop to our desires. We have to bring the anarthas totally to zero number. They have to be totally eradicated. Only then the Shuddhanam will come. We will be able to utter Shuddhanam, and we will be noticed properly by the Lord. Until then, Krishna understands that these students are trying. Let them try. This is our constitutional position. And yes, so a lot of hard work still to do, but never mind, as long as we have the association of each other, as long as we have the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and the Acharyas and Srila Prabhupada's mercy coming through Srila Prabhupada, who has brought us the mercy of Mahaprabhu, which was always there, but Prabhupada has made it available to everyone. So let us try our best and keep progressing on this path of bhakti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thanks so much. And this Prabhupada mentions that the servant of the king enjoys just like the king. So if the servant is sitting in the car with Prabhupada, for example, in the Rolls Royce, so he's enjoying that facility as well, just like Prabhupada. So that's just one example. So any servant of a king will be with the king, so he'll be enjoying just like the king. And I was also hearing that when we try to please Krishna, you make him happy, he just throws so much happiness our way that he's just like amazing that so much happiness comes to us because we try to please him. He easily unlimited. So we give little, he gives us so much back, our happiness. And
that example of the illiterate Brahmana from the South India, who always wanted to read was it Bhagavad-Gita or Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, but he couldn't. He was not literate, so he used to hold it upside down. But he used to diligently try, and whatever pastimes he knew, he just used to repeat them. And how Mahaprabhu became so happy to see his endeavor. So endeavor is what is desired. It's not what we are trying and what we are going to have is there's the depth of our real desires for the real service of Lord. And I think it was him only who offered the kheer also.
Burnt his hand.
Burnt his fingers while trying to check in his dream. So this is how Krishna wants us, that always remember me, always think of me. This is how you think of him. Even in your dreams, you're not, getting fearful that you're going to jump from a cliff or a tiger is going to grab you or something like that. Silly mundane dreams. The dream has to be how I can serve Krishna, like the pastime of this queen. So this is how we. So this shows that Krishna is willing to accept any service as long as it is pure.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So Monday we'll have the final verses for this chapter, and then Wednesday evening we'll have the overview. So please do join if you can, and we look forward to that. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Go Prem Nande, Hari Hari Bol. Yes, Haridas Prabhu from commentary. Please do listen. He's really good. He's got so much knowledge to share. It's amazing.
He's wonderful.
Very entertaining as well.
Very much.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare
Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.